so far we've seen that we can use the word private and the word public to describe fields that are being stored and methods that are being stored. So something that is private means no one can access. Something that's public means everyone can access. When we talk about inheritance, there's a third access specification called protected. And protected is used to allow our children classes to access these data and fields and methods, but it will not allow others to access this data. So a protected member of a class is one that can be accessed by methods in a subclass, and it can also be accessed by methods in the same package as the class. And we're going to talk about this in a little bit. But basically, when you make things protected instead of private, you're giving your children classes access to this data. So for example, if we were to go back and look at the name. So in person, I am storing the name and I make it private. Now that means in my student class, if I wanted to print the name or I wanted to do something with the name, and I wanted to create a string n which is equal to the name, I can't access it because name is private. It says name has private access in person, but person is my parent class. I should be able to access it, right? Well, if you want to be able to give your children access to some data in you, instead of making this data private, what you can do is you can make it protected. Okay, so now if I make it protected and I go back to my student class, the error has gone away. So private means no one can access. Public means everyone can access, and protected is something in the middle that says, okay, my children classes can access it. Now let's create a static variable here. Let's make it private first. Private string, let's say country, and the country is USA. So all these people that we're talking about for this code are in the USA. Now let's go to chapter 10.java, which is a file that is in the same project, it's in the same package, but it doesn't inherit from person. Okay, so if I try and say person dot, I'm not going to get anything. Now, instead, if I come to this person and make country public, and now I say person dot, I should be able to get access to it. Let's see what's wrong. Person dot. Let's say system.out. Okay, let's make it protected. Oh, it's complaining because it's a static variable. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put the word static. That's why. Okay, let's go back. So here you see that when I made it, it's protected, I can access it from my another class in the same file. Now, if I make it private, I'm not going to be able to access it because it is private. If I make it public, then I can still access it. So anyone can access a public class, a field or method. No one can access something that's private. And then protected is something that's in the middle that says you can be accessed by my children classes and you can be accessed by classes that live in the same package. So let's look at a summary of the accessor types. So let's look at the public first. The first table talks about classes that are in the same package. They can be classes that are children classes. So when I say a subclass, I'm talking about a child class. And here I'm just talking about other classes that are in the same package, like the chapter 10.java that we were just looking at. So if you make something public, then anyone can access it, whether they're a subclass or they are not a subclass. As long as they are with you in the same package, they can access it. Now, how about if I have a subclass, a child class, outside my package, kind of like in a different project? And here I have another class that's just in another project, but it's not a child class. So you see that when it's public, they can access it too. So basically the whole world can access anything that is public. So anything that's public can be accessed by anyone. My child that lives in the same class, my child that lives in another class, package, sorry, a class that lives in the same package, a class that lives in a totally different package, a different project. That's public, okay? Now, if I look at private, my children can't access private. Other files in the same project can't access private. No one outside can access private. So really no one has access to private. So public, everyone has access. Children, no children, same project, not same project, everyone can access public. Private, no one can access private. And then protected is in the middle. If you're my child class, you can access my protected members, whether you're in the same package or not in the same package. And if you are a file in the same package, or a Java file in the same package, you can also access my protected. You're living with me, kind of like people that live with you, but you're not your children. They can also access your protected data, but other classes outside can't access your protected data. Now, what happens if you forget to put public or private or protected? That's called the default. So if you don't put anything, that means you are giving access to your package. So anything in your package has access. Anything that's outside doesn't have access. So it's also different. It's kind of similar to protected, except that it doesn't allow your children outside your package. So if you don't put anything, it means that only your package can access it. Other packages outside can't access it.